What's up, everybody? We're back.
All right, what's up, YouTube, my Cowboys family? Bringing you guys all the updates on the Dallas Cowboys, and hopefully with no technical issues this time.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I'll go through it, but let's just jump right into it. If you are just joining us here for the first time, we like to do these news live streams first, give you all the news. Join us for our discussion stream later tonight. It comes right after this one, guys. Can't wait to see you there.
Yes.
Let's hop right to it. So, guys, Falcons are done. Time to look forward because we got the Eagles coming up. So, baby, I mean, you know, what guys are we going to have out there on the field?
Well, right now, guys, as most of you heard from yesterday's stream and probably today as well, Sean Lee, he's looking to miss about a total of 3 games, including the Falcon one. So Falcons, you know, of course, the Eagles
and the Chargers
and the quick turnaround, maybe the Redskins as well. Let's just see where it goes. It doesn't look very good for Sean Lee. We'll talk more about him in a minute at the end of this news recap or whatever you want to call it. Tyron Smith is the other guy, the big name. He's looking like he's going to have a better chance to play against the Eagles this weekend.
Yeah, a better chance than Sean Lee to play, but that still doesn't mean that, you know, he's going to play.
Right.
He was in practice. Not practicing, but he was like
yeah, he was in. There was no practice today, so that's why. But he was
he was working out there.
He was on the field at the Frisco, the Star, whatever the facility is at. And Tyron Smith was out there working out and doing his thing, so that's a good sign. They're more hopeful, the Cowboys. Jerry Jones said he's more hopeful on seeing Tyron Smith play this week over Sean Lee, but that doesn't guarantee that Tyron Smith's going to play.
Yeah. And
we're going to have trouble if he's not out there, guys. We'll talk about that as well. But just letting you know what he said exactly. There's no definitive word on Tyron Smith, and he just a little bit better chance than Sean Lee to play.
Yeah, guys. Wednesday usually is not a padded practice. It will be this week, but Tyron Smith is never there for Wednesday practices, so
he won't be there
keep
tomorrow.
you updated on him as the week goes on.
But guys, he's not going to be at practice tomorrow. Neither is Sean Lee. That's a fact. And you can bet on that, you know. So we'll go more into that in a minute. I want to talk about some other injured players on our team. Dan Bailey, guys, he's in. You know, he's there you go. He's in pads. He's been kicking field goals, and the good thing about him is that, you know, he's not really at practice anywhere close to like starting, but it takes more effort to kick off when you after a score, when you start a game. That actually you need more healing time for that. But when it comes to field goals and extra points, that's an easier thing for a kicker to do. So Dan Bailey seems to be improving. He's in pads out there kicking, you know, some field goals, practicing on his own. Great sign. Not saying we're going to see him this week or even against the Chargers, but maybe after that you might see him just out there kicking field goals and extra points. And you have Mike Nugent doing kickoffs after scores and to start off games or at halftime. So that's something to look forward to. Also, out there with Tyron Smith, out and just working out and stuff. Jeff Swaim, our tight end, our third tight end, he was out there at the facility working out, which is great news.
Yeah, coming back from that knee injury he got last week.
Yeah, he was inactive, and you saw Blake Jarwin have to play. He didn't do much out there, so he's kind of going to be the inactive, I think, this week. It looks like Jeff Swaim is going to play, which is good as far as blocking and any kind of help blocking with 3 tight end sets. Now, Awuzie, guys, Chido Awuzie, he's looking like he's going to play. It's a good sign. You're going to probably see Sean Lee flip onto the inactive list this week, and you're going to see Awuzie
become active.
Yeah, Cheeto's going to become active. So Awuzie is going to be out there. It's a big deal because he can play corner and he can play safety. So, you know, look for him to be playing a lot of safety as well. They've been trying him out at practice last week at safety. He'll be playing safety at times, and you'll have Byron Jones coming down and playing like the tight end, which they should have had this last game against the Falcons. We had Damian Wilson playing the tight end, and he blew it twice in a row in the same play, which cost us a touchdown to number 81. But anyways, the point is that you might want to have Byron Jones on the tight end, playing like that slot corner, which is where they kind of had him for the most part this past game, but they didn't have him on the tight end. So
yeah, with Awuzie back, it should help him out a lot more.
Exactly, Awuzie back, he can play safety. And again, guys, another guy who's injured, Jeff Heath, the other safety.
That's right, he entered concussion protocol after that Falcons game, guys. We'll keep you updated throughout the week on that.
He was knocked out pretty well in the game, and he went into concussion protocol. That usually takes a day or 2 or 3. We'll see if he even comes back to practice this week. He might be out, which means I predict Xavier Woods will probably play one safety. Jones will start the other one, and then eventually they'll move Jones down to a corner or or like a tight end / slot cover guy as a cornerback,
and then
move
Awuzie
to the safety. Well, and of course, Kevon Frazier will probably come out there and help as well with Xavier Woods and that mix of players. That's pretty much the wrap up all the players. I want to just touch one last thing on Sean Lee and his absence. Now, listen, guys, we're gonna, like you said at the beginning of this, we're past the Falcon game, whatever. We can't do anything about it. It was a horrible display. We're done with that. We got to get the Eagles. We got 7 games left, and guys, we have to really win a lot of them. Now, the thing is that this weekend, what we're gonna do at the linebacker, when it comes to this weekend and for the foreseeable future without Sean Lee, we have 3 guys that are gonna have to split time. I guess 3 ways, 33% each. And in my opinion, that's probably the best thing. You got Justin Durant, that has the experience, but he's not as fast and as good as he used to be. You have Jalen Smith, who's quick and fast, but he cannot be out there more than 15, 20 plays. He's still too inexperienced, but he's good for blitzing packages and that kind of stuff at linebacker. And then you have Justin March Lillard, who, guys, we haven't seen out there at all. He has 29 career games he's played in the NFL, which means he has experience. So you might see him in there as well, playing 15 snaps as well. When you split them all up, 15, 20 snaps each, you got about 60 snaps. That might be how we have to do it, guys. Remember, Anthony Hitchens plays the middle linebacker, the Mike linebacker, and Sean Lee plays the weak side, which is the will linebacker. So Lee's out. So you're going to have Hitchens move over to the will. And you're going to keep, when you have three linebackers, you're going to have Damian Wilson as the strong side. Or
Jalen Smith as Mike.
Or the Sam. Right, Damian Wilson will be the Sam. So you have that opening there in the middle linebacker, which is the Mike linebacker spot, which has always been occupied by Hitchens. But now you got to find someone to replace that spot because Hitchens is replacing Lee. And you're looking at these 3 guys, probably someone like Jalen Smith starting in that spot, or maybe even moving over someone like Damian Wilson to start at that middle linebacker spot when we have 2 linebackers. When we go to 3 linebackers, you might have to put Durant in there to play that blitzing 4th guy in the deacon defense kind of play that we have formation. We also have this March Lillard who might have to play sometimes, and we also have Justin Durant. So on those 3 things, guys, major,
guys, just want to double check.
So just those 3 things we have to make sure with those 3 players they can fill that spot, that void by Sean Lee. I don't think they can do it. And I don't know if the coaches are up to it and keeping them together, to make sure we can
making proper adjustments.
Correct, to make sure these 3 guys learn that spot, because as you can see with Chaz Green and Byron Bell, there's definitely a deficiency there, and nothing looks to change on that side of the ball. So if Tyron Smith doesn't get to play, you're going to probably see Chaz Green and or Byron Bell. And with that, along with the linebacker issue, it's not looking good. But guys, we're going to go into much more in depth about this in our live stream discussion here, probably within a half hour to an hour. So make sure you check back here. And just to finish up with Sean Lee and the Cowboys, a couple of stats, guys. In 2014, when the Cowboys were 12-4, we lost Sean Lee for the entire year. The Cowboys went 12-4 without Sean Lee that year.
Now without Sean Lee?
Since 2014, 2015, 16, and 17, we're 0-5 when we don't have Sean Lee. So we need Sean Lee and we need Anthony Hitchens. We need them both together.
I agree.
And to maximize our linebacker potential and to stop the run. That's the biggest hurt in this whole situation, the run stop. And guys, one last thing we're going to leave you with. Our chances to make the playoffs are at 26.7% right now for the Dallas Cowboys to make the playoffs. 27% chance to make the playoffs.
We'd have to win 6 of the 7 upcoming games to clinch.
Right. To clinch a playoff spot, we'd have to win 6 out of 7 games.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. We might win 5 out of 7. It still can get us in the playoffs. That's a 10-win season, but 11 wins would probably definitely get us in. But with the situation with the Rams and Seahawks in the West, situation with the Saints and Carolina in the South, and also the Falcons, we're on the outside looking in, and also with the Packers, who both Packers and Falcons have tiebreaker on us. Green Bay should drop back, but we don't know about the Falcons. The point is, a lot of teams in front of us right now with tiebreakers. It's going to be rough to make the playoffs. If we don't win the division, and if we can't get the Eagles this week, our only hope is basically the wild card, and everybody, a lot of teams have to lose, and we have to win, like you said, 6 out of 7, or at least 5 out of 6 to even have a slight hope to make the playoffs as a wild card. So guys, we'll see what happens. A long way to go. We're not giving up hope, and we're going to go into detail. That's right. We're going to give more into details and more in depth about things and talk about it with you guys on our upcoming stream within the next 45 minutes to an hour. So.
Yeah, especially considering talking about Tyron Smith and what could happen if he is or isn't there, guys.
And Sean Lee and the different possibilities to improve that linebacker spot. We're going to discuss those 2 things in detail, along with other things about the Eagles and a special shirt I'll be wearing this entire week, guys, for our discussions. I can't wait to display it for you guys. You've seen it once already. You're going to see it now, very shortly on this tonight on our live stream discussion coming shortly.
So guys, thank you so much for joining us here. Make sure to hit like if you haven't already,
Yes.
and subscribe if you haven't. If you like what you're seeing, we do post daily content on the Dallas Cowboys. We stream our reaction
We have breaking
to every
news as
single
well.
Cowboy game. Yes, so hit that notification bell. You won't miss any breaking news on the Cowboys. We'll be here to update you guys, and thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you soon. Never forget,
Go Cowboys! Now and forever, guys. Peace out. See you soon in the live stream discussion. Stay safe. And go Cowboys.